Islamism. We will begin in a moment. Praise Allah, praise Allah. So I don't know people on, let me do something different here. People on the, let me choose a background there.
Islam, Islam. Good afternoon.
Islam, everyone.
Uh,
Is one moment we're going to the background here and begin. All right. Everything kind of linked up here. All right. So for all those watching on YouTube, Islamism. All right. So let's begin. Let's raise our wings up, open up with the Moorish American prayer, and we'll go from there. So please put your mic on mute and let's pray in. Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, night and by day. Who is Holy Prophet? Drew Ali. Me. Islamism, is that music bothering anybody? Or is that okay?
Perfect.
All right, now, everybody else good?
Good.
Okay.
Islam.
Praise Allah. Hope everybody's doing real good on this Sunday school or on this Sunday and prepare for this Sunday school here. First, let me open up and give all praises and glory to Allah. Give you all praise and glory, Allah. We love you, Father God, Allah, for making us. Thank you, Father God, Allah, for delivering us and allowing us to bring our will back into your will so that the resurrection is a fact. Thank you for sending the Prophet Drew Ali. I want to give high honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, our prophet, this thought of Allah manifested in the flesh, came to redeem us from our sinful ways, which is being ignorant to our forefathers' national and divine creed. I want to give high honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali for coming and being the truth, for standing in the face of all the things he had to face at that particular time in time and deliver us up out of a particular tyranny and warn us of the things to come so that we could come out right. Thank you. Thank you, Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I want to give honors to the forerunner of Prophet Noble Drew Ali, which would be Marcus Garvey. Want to say thank you, Brother Garvey, for laying a good foundation, of purity so that we can see love made manifest. I want to give honors to our Supreme Grand Sheikh of the Moorish Science Temple of America, the one that the Prophet put in place. And let me find it where I left it. I want to give honors to Emily Hill, who kept it true and did some great and glorious work for us students of Moorish jurisprudence so that we can understand which way and proper things to do. I want to give honors to every single thing Moorish, our Holy Quran, the Moorish Science Temple of America, divine prepared by the Noble Prophet Drew Ali, our Quran questionnaire, our authority, our, our general laws, our supreme laws, and our additional laws, our marriage laws, every law the Prophet Noble Drew Ali held up for us, the Constitution of the United States of America. I want to give honors to the National Republic of the United States of America, otherwise known as the Moorish Science Temple of America, Moorish Divine National Movement, founded in 1913 AD by our Holy and Divine Prophet. I want to give you honors for showing up on your Sunday school, Islamism to all the good, faithful Moors. I want to give you honors. Praise Allah for the Moors in Temple 43. I want to give you all a special honor. Just want to say thank you. For being as faithful as you are and doing the things that you have to do. I say thank you because you helped me. You know, I'm grateful for you. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, when like-minded people come together, we can do marvelous things to help ourselves and to help our people. So I want to honor you for stepping up to help only yourself, but to help our people in these days and time. I want to give honors to the nationalities around the world who are worshiping the great God under their vine fig tree. I want to give you honors to say that everything's going to be good. Just gotta hold on. This is what it's about, right? I want to give honors to our flags, the American flag, the red, white, and blue flag. I want to give honors to that flag of our birth. We don't step on it. We honor it. We hold it up and defend it because it is the flag that holds up that Constitution, which holds up our right. Also, I want to give honors to our flag of our nation, 10,000 years old, the all red flag with the 5-pointed green star in the center. Those 5 points representing love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, the oldest law on the planet. As a matter of fact, it happens to be a law from the great God of the universe. Can't get any older than those laws. Praise Allah for that. So let us begin here. I hope you got your Quran questionnaire up and out. And to anybody that, honors to every single body out there who's doing the right thing, and honors to where honors are due. Praise Allah. All right, Moors. How are y'all doing? Everybody good?
Yes,
Let's
sir.
get
I'm great.
Allah. All right, so let's get that Quran questionnaire out, and let's go through this. So make sure you got little notes, you know, and always have your Holy Quran out and your uh, divine constitution and bylaws, because all those go hand in hand. We don't really need anything else to save ourselves. Once we clearly understand what the Prophet Noah duality brought. Okay, there's a lot of fillers of information in between there that it is most definitely good to understand, right, and know, right. But when you truly understand, right, all you really need is these three things to save yourself. And let's go into it so we can see it for what it is and not what it appears to be. So number one, right, now you don't have to repeat after me. That's not this particular part, right? We usually, you know, certain Sunday schools, number one, who made you? Allah. Okay, well, you guys should be, you know, doing that, reading it on a lot on your own. So we're not going to do that specific part, right? Which is more or less for the children too, between, you know, in the womb until around 12, where we have to do a lot of repetitive things so it can ingrain things in the long-term memory. Okay, you guys are a little bit, you know, growner than that, and God bless the children that are here under those ages, right? So those things should be repeated over and over to put into long-term memory. But you as a grown adult should be going over these things and incorporating your lessons within your day. Okay, like you incorporate everything else out there, right? These are the salvation lessons that'll save you. So these things should be priority within your life, not just on a Sunday, not just on a Friday, but every day you should set a little bit of time aside to go read the things that the prophet did. Why? So it can harmonize within your consciousness and open up more neural pathways against those neural pathways that's been developed through mental slavery. You got to override things. You ever heard hacking? You got to dang near hack your own brain, my friend, because someone else has hacked into you. It's called mental slavery. You understand? Right? So we have to, and it's only you who can do it. No one else can do it because it's you who's developed this consciousness over a moment. So it's you who have to go beat back your own demons. And the only way you do that is by constantly, repetitively going over salvation lessons that came, the instructions, in other words. So here we go. Right. So Prophet Drew Ali opens up with the Moorish American prayer. Why are we called the MAP? M-A-P, Moorish American prayer. Right. So anyway, Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Right. This is heavy to understand. Right. Why for us? Well, because of our position here. Okay. See, when we're getting back position of where we fit in the overall scheme of things and how this whole thing unfolded on this planet up until the point of now. Okay, so Allah, the father of the universe. So now we know who Allah is, the father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Now, these particular are principles that have been given to us too. Now, remember that, because where did they come from? They came from the father of the universe. Now, where I'm going with this, somewhere real important. So just pay attention, right? All right, so love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, my salvation by night and by day through his holy prophet Juali. Principles of a father, in case you didn't have a father, there's no longer no more excuse. Now you got the principles of what it means to be a father. So if you're out there still raising your son in a Negro type of mentality with an excuse, oh, well, you know, I didn't have no father. Well, that excuse goes out the window when you hit the more science of America. Grow up, we ain't over here with no weakness, right? Certain people went through more than that, not having a father. You understand? So here it is, your chance to break that cycle, to break that mental slavery so you don't pass it down. So understand what it means to be a father by just that prayer alone. A protector, a guider, one who has salvation for his son or his daughter, you know what I'm saying? There by night and by day, right? And if you need to do it through the Holy Prophet, in other words, the laws that he laid for you so that somebody may be a ward, someone's children may be gone. Well, through the Holy Prophet are the laws of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Now we are able to use these laws to go get back our children because we have a real society, not leaving our children to wards of the state, because we ourselves at one time were wards of the state under the 14th Amendment, as the prophet tells us, which is not necessary for the salvation of our people or the citizens here today. Okay, so let's look at that. So go look at that. Now let's go to number one. Crime questions for Moorish children. Why is it a question for a Moorish child? Because we are children of Allah. Just told you the father was. Now, if you want to get arrogant and move yourself out from being a child of Allah or a son or a daughter, then well, go ahead. That's on you, right? Now you lose all protections. Okay. I'm going to show you how these protections are here right now for you. All right. So these are our questions, you know, that we need to not only ask ourselves, but we can also use these questions to question others. Here we go. So number one, who made you? Allah. Okay, well, that is really important in understanding of today's society, because somewhere on record, which this is an actual record, on the back of it has authority. We're going to get there in a minute, what those mean in law. So this is an actual record for you. So when it says who made you, and it says Allah, and it just gave you a definition of who Allah is, your father, then okay, perfect, right? That becomes what? Right? That becomes, you become, excuse me, the biological property of Allah. You, your children, everything else becomes the biological property of Allah. When those statements and you agree who made you, you become the biological property. Like you are, like your children are the biological property of you until they become a particular age. But really, they're always your biological property until the day it goes. Right? So here's the thing about that. It's very important for you to comprehend that. All right? Because property can be protected. Just like there are laws today to protect people's property, well, there's a law here to protect the property of all things. Just like you can go sue because of invasion and trespass on property. Just like you can go then help people in contempt for these particular things. Well, it's the exact same thing with this. But once, you see, no one's teaching you how to utilize the God's law and the advantage of what the Prophet Nabi has set for us in today's society. They want to keep acting like it's a little churchy, but it's really not churchy. This is a real laws that can be utilized to protect us, because guess what? The Constitution and our Constitution, right, is under divine law. Therefore, we have a right to bring God's law to the table, into the courts, into any situation out there, because this is where we happen to find ourselves in our salvation. Right now, let's get there for a moment. So yes, you are the biological property. That's why who made you, very important. It gets deeper when you understand but let's look at it from this point of view. Who is Allah? Allah is the father of the universe. Now that's very heavy, because if you're the child of Allah, then you got some stake up in there. Can we see him? No. Where's the nearest place we can meet him? In the heart. Okay, Papa Noble Dwali speaks in double entendres. We're not going to go to, a whole lot of stuff here, but that's extremely powerful to know that you have a direct communication, that you can go without a priest, which he tells like that's in our Quran, and have a direct communication with the Father. Right? But your communication from the point of you then going to the heart and speaking, are you sure you're not filtering it through your brain or the lower self? Because then you're going to get what is known as static on the prayer. It's going to come out almost like you don't know what you want. Okay, because remember what we were speaking about before. All right, so when you're going through the heart, remember the heart is like a brain. As a matter of fact, it's more powerful than the one you consider what a brain is. All right, it has just as many neurons down there. Okay, it's a thinking. In other words, it's holding information and making, it's thinking, my friend. Like, oh man, I didn't feel right. There's a vibe wrong. That's your heart. So you need to filter things through the heart and then, bring it back to the brain, right? Which is more likely to be controlled by your limbic system until you know how to utilize that neocortex a little bit more to make decisions. All right, lower self is the limbic system. But anyway, so the heart's very important to know how to go into meditation, into silence, and speak to Allah to get the answer you need. And then, but that means you have to be able to quiet that limbic system too, of always saying, oh, that don't work, or always looking for the wrong thing. It's always going to be bad. That's your low. Always telling you what's going to be bad, right? Instead of bringing you a solution. And then when the solution comes, have you quiet the load long enough to implement the solution and get the final outcome, which means stick to it on the one thing to get the very thing you're looking for in life. Well, that heart's important too. That's not right. So who is Noble Dwali? Now this is where I'm wanting to go here. Who is Noble Dwali? He is Allah's prophet. All right, so he was sent from the Father. What is a prophet? A prophet is a thought of Allah manifested in the flesh. Well, sounds like man too, but with the purpose, with a specific purpose known as a prophet. See, people put so much spookism, you can't see the reality of the law of a prophet, and you lose it and begin to go into spook realities around here. Woo! You know what I'm saying? Looking for ghosts and looking for mystic magical cures around here. When not the mystical magical cure was Allah's prophet. Someone born from amongst you, speaking like you, live like you, all that, and then had to go through certain things to show you as a living example how to get out of the thing. He couldn't tell you how to get out of the thing if he wasn't himself in a thing. Could not help us if he wasn't himself a part of the thing that needed help and fixed so he could come back with the cure. Surah 14:4. Right. Anyway, this prophet being like us, right, but with a divine purpose, what that purpose was a thought of Allah manifesting in the flesh. What is that thought? Number 7, the duty. The thought's the duty, and this duty is to save nations from the wrath of Allah. That answer is very important, to save nations. A lot of you don't even believe you as a nation. Don't even believe that there was a nation. Some people still believe they came from Africa with bones in their noses, my friend.
Islam.
Okay? That's how deep the psychosis goes with these people. I'm talking about the European placing this mental slavery known as the European psychology, and my brother who's an Asiatic, you understand? And this is the uniting of Asia. This ain't nothing about the uniting. Let's go back to Africa. I ain't here to unite nothing African. Sorry. No, I'm not sorry either. It's the way it is. Uniting Asia. Look at this. All right. So the duty is the thought to save nations from the wrath of Allah. Number 8 goes, now look where he goes. Who is the founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America? Noble Ali. Most people skip over that one. Oh, yeah, Moorish Science Temple of America. Okay, You mean, He just said before there, he's come to save nations. So then what is that? What is the Moorish Science Temple of America?
Nation.
That's right.
A nation state.
And what then represents nations with other nations? What goes from the nation out there to represent other nations? I mean, excuse me. What goes from your nation? So you got 2 nations together over here, right? What, 2 people just gonna get together and start barking? What is that called? There's actually a term for that. Okay, hold on. We're gonna get there. Let's get there.
Parlay?
Huh?
A parlay?
Islam, I hear you, Mo. But no, that's not it. That's not it. So what I'm explaining a little wrong. All right, so we have the nation, and then we have a what? There's a nation, you know what I'm saying?
Nation state.
There you go, a nation state, because it is the state that moves from the nation to go communicate with other states to not violate my people. You understand? I'm going to prove this right now. I'm just trying to lay the foundation. Does that make sense right now?
Yes, sir.
What about everybody else?
Indeed, indeed.
Islam.
Okay. All right, praise Allah. Praise Allah. All right. So I hope this is going over on YouTube. I hope they can see this.
Yeah, it says that it's live on YouTube.
Okay. Praise Allah. Thank you, Mom. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right. So it's so important to understand who is the founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America, right? Noble Ali. Understand, what did he found? What's so important here? Noble Ali, prophet, Moorish Science Temple of America? Because today, you'd say that, oh, yeah, y'all church, you know, assalamu bacon, I don't eat no pork, so I'm cool. You know, I'm still, you know, this is what it looked like today with most people out there. Or, oh, y'all selling that sovereignty, or y'all with that old, you know, selling this and selling that. Got people out here. You got a lot of dirty, no good, you know what I'm saying, Moors who didn't really do nothing in their life. Now they want to come over here and parasite off the profit and try to make a profit with an F on it. They warned us about these ones. But anyway, right. So here we got Moorish Science Temple of America. Let's go look at this really quick. Okay. So I'm going to do this for us real quick. We'll do a little share screen here. If that's okay with everybody. And try to remember where I had that. No, that's not the one. Yeah. Okay, let me know when y'all can see that. And
Let me see that.
all right. Oh, I am not sure to draw. Who's drawing on the questionnaire? Hey. Good, Mark, stop trying to draw on the thing, man. Thank you. I have to cut people. I don't want to have to, you know, shut nobody out. Hey, welcome to all the visitors too. Praise Allah for the visitors. All right, so look at this picture. You know, you should study this picture very carefully. It's a hieroglyphic. It tells so much. So anyway, him on the solid rock of salvation, which salvation is under our crescent moon and star. But anyway, let's move on. This happens to be the original Quran questionnaire that the Prophet Noble Ali put out. Okay, so, and it's a distinction between the ones that they're out there pushing on people and the one that the Prophet Noble Ali put out. And we'll show that a little later. Okay. But anyway, so you can see 1104 Sedgwick Street, Chicago, Illinois. Do you see any zip code behind there? No, you don't.
No.
All right, so this lets you know when this was happening, Republic time. It's very important that everybody keeps everything how the prophet Noah we had it. Most people that wanted to come and take all this off and put some new stuff, put their name, put their little stuff, not understanding that everything means something, my friend. This lets you know what time and what time that this took place. Why? Because it's so important to let you know that your grandfather in this time and when this was no zip code time. People don't see that. All they see is their own selfish way of trying to be the man or trying to be something other than just be, man. Let the prophet speak, hold him out in front and let him teach this thing so we all can get this salvation. All right, so praise Allah. Let's look at this real quick. So where were we? More Science Temple of America, we're at number 8. All right, so this is what I wanted to show you. Where is it? Oh, it's good. Okay, here we go. I think this is it. All right. Uh-oh. I hope you guys can still see this.
Yes, yes.
All right. So this is the on the back, right? Our authority. Now pay attention because I'm going to show you a couple things, but I need to show you in sections here. All right. So our authority, very important to understand that term authority in our connected like that. That's why you want to break down every word the prophet said, every single word, not just a little bit. Put your mic on mute, or I'm going to have to. Please put your mic on mute, everyone. Unless you have something to say, but when you're done, please put it back on mute. Everybody can speak too, you know, it's just not exercise 5 senses. All right, so look at this here, you know, and Noble Ali, pay attention, More Scientific of America. This is the one that they're passing out everywhere. The one that they got in circulation, Millie Hill, Smalls Bay, London Bay, Foreman Bay. All right, but down here it says, see Heard's revised stats, right? And chapter 32 and 36.
Islam,
Right.
I see the question still.
Oh,
Islam. Yeah.
that's what I need to know, you guys. That's what I need to know. That's what I need. Praise Allah. All right, so what about now?
Islam.
There you go.
Thank you, Mo. Okay, so this is in jurisprudence book, but may not have that one. But anyway, so what's going on here is that it says our authority, it's important to understand every word that the prophet has under a thing called your authority. I mean, every word. If you haven't defined copy, then you ain't doing your job. You're saying, oh, I know what that means. How do you know what that means on a legal document? Are you a lawyer? Then define every single word, including book. Even if you think you know what the word means, define it. Then you're going to be on point, my friends. So our authority, book, copy, page, every word needs to be defined. I'm talking even the SS, everything. Every word here needs to be paid attention to, every word, even when he's saying all this because somebody fooled you guys along the way. I'm going to show and prove. Everything is important, right? And then down here it says, see Heard's revised stats. So this is a definitionary summary of our authority. Our means to indicate that something belongs to or is associated with the speaker, right? Indicates that something belongs to, meaning us, I mean you got brought into something, is associated with who? The speaker, this being Noble Drew Ali, or the writer, right? Authority, an official body that is set up by a government to administer an area of activity. Piece together the prophet's demonstration of an authority. They even put out charters. Why? It says in the Holy Quran, the More Scientific of America, end of time filling of the prophecies, verse number 4. What is the More Scientific of America? It is an incorporated organization. I mean, coming from the head, top of my dome, let me just go read it real quick. It says the More Scientific of America is a lawfully chartered an incorporated organization. All right. An official body that is set up by a government. Any subordinate that desires to receive a charter, the property has them to issue to every state throughout the United States. Right. So you got some government power here. Right. And so you want to go understand all that. Power to determine, adjudicate, or otherwise settle issues or disputes. Jurisdiction. Goodness. People, just from that one word, to understand this, and to then go define this, how he connected you to everything, my friend. The right to control and command. In other words, your own government, the right to control and command. You're then the authority, are those who he has set in place to be the authority for the overall society, known as the Morris Divine National Movement. Copy, and tells you what that is. And it says the book, the body of rules, procedures relevant to the situation. A published work of literature, science, or reference, or a work intended for publication. Oh my goodness, so important, so important to understand where the book is.
Islam, we can't hear you.
Oh, you guys can't hear me?
I can, but
I can.
Okay,
I can.
Hey, you just fine.
okay. Sis, all right. I don't know. Maybe your mic. Check the mic.
Hello?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Can you hear
yes, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you.
me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you, Mom. So hopefully everybody can hear me. I apologize. Maybe go to YouTube if you can't hear me on the Zoom. And if you can't hear me on the Zoom, then maybe I should just cut that off and then we'll do that later.
Yeah, I can hear you on the Zoom.
Okay. All right. So the book, right, was very important because the prophet says, for all those names I find on the book, those I will say. And most people think that book is somewhere in some fictitious person's hand known as anyone can say, I got a book in home office. But that don't make it so. Law governs all events. People can be holding on to things. Just because you're in possession of a thing, and doesn't mean anything. Really. Law governs all events. So Paige, very important to know where your book, the original book is, and where it's at. State of Illinois, Cook County. Then you should go look this up. Like I did. Well, what is Cook County? Why is that so special? And then when you go find out, it may blow your mind if you continue to do the research. But anyway, right? And then it tells you what that is, and then you understand a few more things, right? Then go look up Form 1099. Go look up all of its aspects. Because when the prophet put it down, it was the first one to go in. This is the first 1099. People don't even know that. Corporate hyphen, corporation hyphen. If you don't know your grammar, you're not understanding how he was able to attach a corporation to a religious hyphen affidavit of organization. Organization means government, people. We got too much television in us. He just told you this is a document of authority. So why aren't you going to an authority type of dictionary to understand an authority document, which is a legal document? And when you understand an organization can have multiple meanings, not just some church on the corner, but a government in itself. And we're going to prove that right now. So Religious Corporation Act was chapter 32 at the bottom of your Quran questionnaire for Moorish Americans, in fine print, which means legal print. Remember, 1913, they did things just a little bit more paper-wise and had their things because, things were just, popping up with the air age. All right, so anyway, Religious Corporation Act, chapter 32, part 164, section 35. Any church, that's not us, congregation, or society. Now, how can we prove that? Well, 1916 on your seal is a society seal. Now, that wasn't incorporated. don't like me speaking on these things. So anyway, society formed for the purpose of religious worship may become incorporated in the following manner. And it goes on to say how. Now, the prophet did not choose electing, so we can just elect. That's not how you do it, my friend. The prophet didn't choose that one. You got to go with the founder did. It was appointments. Now, if the person appointing doesn't have the authority to appoint, well, you got to know what to do. According to its usage, at any meeting held for that purpose, two or more fit members, trustees, wardens, and vestrymen, all being the same thing, with different stations and different powers, or such other officers. Prophet Noble Dwali gives you everything, and then he tells you, I'm going to go down a little bit, right? It says, and may adopt a corporate by name, Moorish Science Temple of America. And upon the filing before, it was the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, or the Moorish Temple of Science. And it was a civic organization then. And then when he did this under Heard's revised stats, he then incorporated the society that was formed in 1916, okay? And then gave it a corporate name so that we can have a state operate. What's the corporate name? Moorish Science Temple of America today. And he filed that particular affidavit that needed to be filed, right? And then what did it say? As hereinafter provided, it shall be and remain a what? What is that term right there? Can y'all read that?
Body politic.
Now, somebody please go get a dictionary right now as we move on, and we'll come back to you when you get that definition of body politic for it.
Islam.
Oh, I'm putting up little what you call it. I don't like that. That's weird.
Islam. I'm ready whenever you are, Grand Governor.
All right, go ahead, Mo.
Okay.
Give us a short one. Yeah, give us
body politic. This is from the Black's Law Dictionary Deluxe 4th edition. Body politic or corporate, a social compact by which the whole people covenants with each citizen and each citizen with the whole people, that all shall be governed by certain laws for the common good.
Understand that? All shall be governed by certain laws for the common good. Not you over here making up your own little thing on the side, calling it Moorish Science Temple of America so you can do your own little whatever, right? And then they accuse other people of doing it. But it's the very ones who accuse you have to watch first. So anyway, look at this with the Prophet Noble Dwali established. Date and time, recording, appointment, sheets. He told you all that on the back of your authority. And you should have defined every word. And if you didn't, well, we have some books for you that we've already defined every word in the Quran questionnaire and in the Quran itself. And when you do these things, you become very sure what the Prophet's saying because you know the definitions and no one can lie to you. So anyway, let's go on to, I don't know if you guys want me to read all that, but anyway, appointment, says to select or designate to fill a position or an office, all right? It's very important to understand who Salome Jalskanaskili, whatever, he was right under the Secretary of State as their recorder, okay? So it was, anyway, little background authority on him. So he goes on, and when you break down every single word, you'll get a better understanding of what you're dealing with and what, the Prophet Noble Dwali had. All right. So when he gets down and says America, he's meaning North America, the landmass, compromising North America, South America, Central America, or the United States of America. So I'm going to get off of this one right now. Let me stop sharing. All right. So when we're looking at, let's go back. Okay, everybody, let's go back to YouTube also. All right, so let's look at this, everyone. So let's go back here real quick, and am I doing good on time? All right, so it's going to be till 4:30. So it says here so when we're looking at again here, who is the founder of the nation or body politic? Everybody see that now?
Islam.
Would that be now a good way of looking at it from a point of view of what the Prophet Ali brought us? What is the more scientific of America? Or we can say, well, what is the body politic? We find out a body politic is a state or a nation, you know what I'm saying, where people come to agree under particular laws to live under a particular society. So who is the founder of this body politic or this nation or more science temple of America? Noble Ali. What year was this body politic or nation or state founded? 1913. Okay. Now this becomes obscure to some people, you know, but if they understand founded means what's found? Oh, it means like to start or to set up, to begin, to institute. You know what I mean? So when did he begin a thing? 1913, 80. When was it founded? Or when did it begin? When did it start? 1913, 80. Now, if it would have said when did it become legally incorporated as a body politic and finalized 1928. Are you guys following me?
Got you, yes.
All right, so number 10, it tells you where it was founded or began, Newark, New Jersey. Now we can go back and see a lot of activity between 1911, 1913, right? Where Dukes Muhammad Ali, you know what I'm saying, along with Suleiman Muhammad, and along with Prophet Noble Ali and the Canaanite Temple. Okay, I have so much information on that. A lot of people want to dirty match these people, but they're not seeing the relationship and what needs to go, you know, because their lack of understanding or their hatred that they have for a particular people, and they bring that into the dynamic of what the Prophet Noble Ali brought, and then try to shoot holes from afar. You know, anytime you're trying to shoot at something or someone that the Prophet Noble Ali brought, regardless of what you think, right? It's still, you got to be very cautious when you do that because of the overall. You don't think the Prophet knew that? You don't think the Prophet knew who he was dealing with? But if he still gave people particular honors, then it's very important for us to understand. All right, so anyway, so let's move on. So 1913 AD is when it was founded or when it began. And you got to know that because that's extremely important. Where the Newark, or as we say on the West Coast, the New Ark. You know what I'm saying? We say, oh, that's the New Ark, where the Prophet established the New Ark for us. Number 11, where was Noble Ali born? Now let's pay attention here, everyone. Now, if this music's putting you to sleep or starting to do a little irritation, you let me know and I'm cutting it off. Okay, just, you know, that means nothing to me. What means more is that you get this understanding. Okay, all right, so this is a very important part. So let's pay attention here because we're about to go into, you know, a lot of things that people misinterpret or misunderstand, right? And it's because of, I think this should be simple grammar. All right, so number 11, where was Noble Ali born? In the state of North Carolina, 1886. Well, if we were just to take that on face value, people could shoot holes in that. No, it was Timothy Drew. You know, they'd be right. Yeah, he did, you're right. Explain it though. So we got to look at this for what it is, not what it appears to be. Where was who? Let's all repeat this one. Where was who? Noble Drew Ali born. Okay, that's really important because we all know from doing research that it was Timothy Drew. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with saying that. Why? Because we just said, Surah 14:4. But Allah's not going to send anybody other than the people, a prophet who was in the same condition you were in. Are y'all starting to see the picture now? Or do I need to go on more on that? In other words, so it's so important to understand that where was Noble Drew Ali? Noble Drew Ali. Therefore, we know in 1886 by record, Timothy Drew was born there. So we can only then conclude that Noble Drew Ali did some form of status correction. Why? Because he was in the same situation. Now, can we prove that? Yes, we can by grammar. Born means to come into a whole separate state of existence. Born, birth, means to come into a whole separate state of existence. Where was this state of existence? How did this come into manifest? Is what this question is asking. Where was Noble Drew Ali born, or how did Noble Drew Ali, or where did Noble Drew Ali come into existence? Well, due to the fact of the record born, how did he come into a separate state of existence? What was separate state of existence that he was in? Well, Timothy Drew. Can we further prove that? Yeah, in the state of North Carolina is where this came into existence. 1886, I mean, all the way back to his birth. So how? Well, that's right here, in the state of, because this is it's almost like a double entendre statement, even though it is meaning the state of North Carolina. But look at it a little bit more deeper. It's an adjective verb. In the state of, that's an adjective verb. And it means a condition of abnormal tension. Look it up. I'm not making this up. Go get a dictionary. In grammar, that's saying in the state of an abnormal tension, North Carolina, 1886. Well, what state of abnormal condition? Well, if you study the prophet, you understand that he was born Timothy Drew, which would be under the 14th Amendment, which he said is not necessary for the salvation of our people nor citizens. And that 14th Amendment makes you only territorial citizenship. Now, we're going to just continue to prove this, but it's right. So Timothy Drew, right, was there also, but now this is Noble Drew Ali. So this, in other words, he birthed something out of a state, you know what I'm saying, which is an abnormal condition in North Carolina, 1886. That abnormal condition can only have been in the state in which he was prior to him coming into a new form state of existence. Making sense? Are you guys following?
Islam.
No.
All right, because you can go, all you
I
gotta
got
do is
you.
go get a dictionary. I want to pull up the dictionary. Oh, fine. You have your dictionaries out. All right, so now, in other words, so Timothy Drew went through a status correction. This is where you got to understand that. Just like you, he was born Timothy Drew. You was born Charles Jones. You know what I'm saying? Or you was born Richardson. Or you was born Washington or Turner. And you then had to go and proclaim something in a state of abnormal condition under the 14th Amendment, California, on my birth record, Negro. 1980, I mean, 1968, Negro, January 23rd. How they had an abnormal condition under a 14th Amendment label that only gave me territorial jurisdiction to some type of corporate body. Until I did what? Until I did what the prophet said. But the prophet did, obviously, he went and did something and became Noble Drew Ali. We can only then conclude from these particular statements that he's saying through grammar that he was in an abnormal condition, you know, and he became Noble Drew Ali, came into a whole different state of existence, and it went all the way back to his birth. Well, as how we know that for a fact, number 12, what is his nationality? Y'all still with me? Or am I going too quick?
Islam.
All right. All right, so what is his nationality?
American.
Well, okay. So let's look at nationality real quick. Why is that so important? It is extremely important because nationality is the order of the day. This is where we've been trying to get to all day anyway.
Islam.
Trying to get you right here. All right. So what is his nationality? So let's look at nationality first and foremost. Or we can even go back and say and look at what and define what. If you want to go define is and then his nationality, well, that's very important also. But we're, you know, I'll presuppose you know what those definitions mean. So nationality, that quality or character. This is why you got a book. What is that? Chapter 7, chapter 5, I think was the tools of the workshop of the mind to do what? To build up what? Character. What type of character? Jesus. It's going to cut to the point because that's what you got in that book. Perfect. You got back the perfect character, which is a personality to supplant the European psychology that you were given. So nationality, that quality or character which arises from the fact of a person belonging to a nation, or a state, okay? Belonging to a nation or a state or particular people. Nationality determines the political status. Got nothing to do with some cultural whoop-de-whoop. Man, that's your cultural status. Stop hitting me with nationality means culture or something. No, it don't. It means political status. All right, especially with reference to allegiance, which is Act 3 in our divine constitution and bylaws. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't even come into a body politic that has laws, and you being a Negro or something like that, right, which doesn't have no standing in law, having no allegiance to any government. We just read the warnings on Friday. You know what I'm saying? Having no allegiance anywhere and expect us to come up in here and walk in without learning allegiance or getting some form of education so that you can understand what, you know, getting allegiance. So you got to come in and proclaim love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice first. That's why you got Act 3 there. Now, I can't do that for you. That is a voluntary choice that you must make to come up out of the tyranny in which you find yourself in. And once you make these voluntary choices, because this is free will around here, then these laws can begin to protect you.
Islam.
So especially with reference to allegiance, while domicile, which we'll get there, determines his civil status. See, the Prophet Noble Jawali, he said, what is your nationality, or what's your political status? What is your allegiance? Where are you domiciled at, in other words? You understand? Why? Because to be domiciled somewhere means that that is where the government protects those particular people under the domicile of their jurisdiction. So if you are still in the jurisdiction or domicile within their body politic, California, whatever these particular other governments are around here, then you are then subject to the laws in which you find yourself domiciled to because it was a voluntary situation. Well, what do you mean? They put that down on my birth certificate. Well, when you became 18, you then should have been the grown person to go check out all the laws that were there before you. Oh, well, I thought my mama, well, your mother didn't know. You are the grown person that's supposed to be responsible for your soul and your life out here. Not waiting on somebody to come along like that. The Prophet already came along for us. Check that out, man. Let's go back. The Prophet said, what is his nationality? In other words, what is my political status? Where's my allegiance alive? Where am I domiciled at? Obviously, the body politic that he founded. That's why he put his name on the back of things and then fools take it off. These dummies don't even understand legal, excuse me. Not dumb. My bad. People do things in a rush, like me. Lower self is are people done. Look, people do things in a rush, right? Because they're trying to get somewhere. They're looking for freedom, but sometimes what they're really looking for is money. Because freedom, you got patience. You're determined, excuse me. You're determined, which will give you the patience. You know what I'm saying? Also to stay on it. But anyway, so determines his civil status. So he's asking, what is my civil status? So let's go on. Nationality arises either by birth or naturalization. Okay, nationality affords the state jurisdiction. Yours came by birth. Nationality affords the state jurisdiction. No other state is going to tell one of our citizens, are called members, you can't plunge that needle into one of our citizens' arms. But if you're not a part of the state and you haven't done the things to come in and gain allegiance by claiming Act 3 and having something physical to say you did that, and then in Act 6, it was something physical that says you've done that, because these are public meetings that people are supposed to be going into. Okay, doesn't even have to be on a Friday, because really Friday's your holy day. It's supposed to be on a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday and Thursday, according to the Circle 7 that you're supposed to open up, right? Anyway, you're supposed to come in and then do these particular things, right? And then it tells you what further to do, that now that you've become a man here and learned through Act 3, Act 4, to study and to preserve these laws, which means to study and know. And the only way you can study and know, if there's a course there, oh, there is, called, and then there's a book with some instructions. Oh, there is instructions. There is a book with instructions. And then if there's a teacher, oh, Act 6, we are here to teach nationality and divine creed also. So there's instructions, there's a teacher, that means there's a test. Of course there's a test. How's anyone going to come in to another person's society without being tested? You want some rapists up in here? You want some filthy person just faking it along the way? No, that's the problem out there. Nobody's checking nobody behind the very laws they said they want to come up under. And then putting the very people who are there to some form of education so they can understand what laws they're dealing with. So if they break the law, there is no excuse. Then again, some people want to dip into the more scientific, like it's church, and then go live in the very law that they scream and it's tyranny against them. Why? Because they don't study nationality. When it says plainly in the definition, the entire understanding of what you are under and the rights and protections that are there for you. Some of the facts about nationality. 1.1 is the political status. Why? Because nationality determines your political rights. 1.2 is defined by the Constitution. What Constitution? First, the divine Constitution and bylaws, which probably gave our rights back under, and the Constitution, the American Constitution, which is a political document. 1.3 is synonymous with being a national. Within statutory law, 1.40 gives one the right to political association. In other words, you got a right to political association and have a right not to be compelled under anyone else's association or their ordinances, rules, and regulations, and their particular things that they try to come to you and push on. You can simply understand it. I'm not domiciled in there. I'm not in your jurisdiction, in other words. And you're not going to hold me hostage like you're some more mercenary force that's come to hold me hostage and try to do something to me without I haven't given you any right to do. This is the beauty about the Constitution. This is the beauty about your law. Nationality is the order of the day, as it will be until the very day we are living wonderfully. And it will still be the order of the day until who knows, the earth passes away. It's God's law. God put everybody in nations. He didn't put you in some foreign corporation where these particular people can do an experiment on you. And then for you to cower in the middle, talking about what you're going to do. Said before, you got to be willing to die for something. You're never willing to die for your own nation and your family. Straight up, man. You're going to die anyway. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to touch that. Might as well go out like the real one instead of some coward. Well, what did you do for the salvation? I just cowered, sat there, hoped someone else did it. 1.7. It's called a political citizen. or a citizen of the United States in a political sense by the courts to distinguish it from a statutory citizen. OC Powell versus United States, 109. The federalists are their federal notices, and what is that? I forgot the 2D what that means. Anyway, 1940. Nationality, therefore, is the principal relationship that connects an individual, which is not a person, to a state. Be a person means 14th Amendment, which means territorial, and you're under someone else's particular jurisdiction and body politic. I mean, yes, they have a right. And if you voluntarily agree to be up under there because of ignorance, well, that's really no excuse anymore. Oh, they shouldn't be doing this. Yeah, they have a right to do that to their people. Oh, that's just bad. Yeah, it is bad. But if those people don't want to let that go, then who are you to tell them that it's wrong? They're gonna die under there. Well, maybe they want to die. Your job is to show the other side of it, where they don't have to die, by being the very example of what it means. Who's under their political community, under their political rights, which is nationality, right? Living by their divine laws that came from God so that they can have that place on the earth and live long because they're honoring their forefathers and mothers. This is nationality, my friend. It incorporates everything. Oh man, people used to be mad at the Korean. Used to be mad at the Mexican man, right? Why? Because when you walk up in his store, he treated his people just a little bit better than you when you walk up in there. Well, that's right. You know what that's called? Nationality. Prefer not a stranger before thy own blood. But since you were never taught these things, you took offense. You took the emotional way because the limbic system says, he doesn't like me. Well, you mean he don't like you? Have you ever stopped and talked to him for a little bit? No, did you walk into their store and steal something? Yeah. Well, so, I mean, I wouldn't like you if you came in my house and stole, homie. Why in my neighborhood? Well, because you don't want to do anything in your neighborhood. Nobody wants to say that part, though. Everybody wants to just shun over it. Sometimes we got to look at our own thing and stop complaining about everybody else. And enforce the very things that we have first on ourselves so we can get that character back, where we do care about what goes on in our community. If someone's there discriminating, then yeah, there's an issue. But we also care enough to let our own people in the community know, man, that's not how you get down. You don't get down like that because eventually no one's going to trust you. You out here robbing folks, man, don't nobody want you around when they get older. You was the robber. Everyone always looking at you when you come through. You know what I'm saying? You want that stigma? You want that MO? Nah, man.
Islam.
You understand? We got to be able to teach our people the very thing that we say other people are doing wrong to us. Sometimes, we got to make sure that we are not the ones who are doing them very things then. And you know how you do that? It's by going under a law. Setting your ego aside and say, I'm going to attach to these divine things that's bigger than me. You see, that will crush the ego. Let me attach to this thing bigger than you, man, bigger than me, and become the great thing. That is science. All right, what did you say here? Political rights. Let's go up. I left a little bit. All right, so political rights, and begin to connect the dots. So nationality, therefore, is the principal relationship that connects an individual to a state. Or Scientific of America, body politic. This is where we're at. I think we're still on number 8 or number 9. Oh, no, excuse me. Number 12, what is his nationality? Right? Which takes us to number 13. What is your nationality? You know what I'm saying? In other words, what is your political status? What is your allegiance? Where are you domiciled? Right? And then that's why he gave you nationality cards. And then he also gave you a dues card, which you have your temple, which is the domus, which is your residence number on there, and your domicile, obviously, is home office, or where the prophet established the Legal Authority Act. Let me put it that way, more legal. You say home office and boy, that's like 20 places pop up in people's head. You know what I'm saying? And that's going people crazy. But it's funny though. Sometimes it's like a comedy show. And again, sometimes it's just like, when are we gonna get do? But praise God, we doing. So let us look at political status and begin to connect the dots. So Black's Law 6 page, what is that, 1158, political, pertaining or relating to the policy or the administration of government, state or national. So the National Republic of the United States of America. I wonder what a chartered temple would become. Oh, it could become a state too. Pertaining to or incidental to the exercise of the functions vested in those charged with the conduct of government, of or pertaining to the exercise of rights and privileges or the influence by which individuals of a state seek to determine or control its public policy. Our public policy is that we've been vaccinated. Understand? Our private public policy, we've been vaccinated, here's notice. From where? From our domicile. Oh, what is that? Our state jurisdiction. And what will that do? It'll give protection of the state to the particular members or the citizens under that state. Are you guys seeing this? Gotta ask questions right now.
Islam, yes.
Who's got questions? I'm glad.
Islam, Tate Turner Bay.
Samo, praise the Lord.
This is, I mean, it's a question too at the end, but you know, nationality is the order of the day. You know, that was a demonstration behind the yellow brick wall. If you understand what I'm talking about.
Islamism, it sure is. Islam, very good point. Very good point, my friend. You need to just roll with us, Mo. Yes, very good point.
Yeah, I was around some very, very strong, prolific Muslims that, you know, taught on a level, you know, if not greater, that you're teaching on. And when I came home back in Asia, it was kind of weird. Like it wasn't the same, you know, energy, and it threw me off. Like the wealth of knowledge, to tell you the truth, behind the yellow brick wall is more information behind that wall than in the street, in the temple, and that threw me off crazy. Like I thought, you know, you get a sense of, all right, I'm gonna get everything I need. You know what I'm saying? So it's like my demonstration in there, and I left the you know, we acting status went behind that wall. So I was the acting chairman. So the level of information was like, ooh. As far as the history between, you know, Dangle Ill and all the reincarnations, you know, I was in there amongst brothers that was actually warring with each other over those arguments or who or control.
Yeah, that's the problem, and this is where they get the divide and conquer going.
Right.
You know, and this is where that's why we've done what we've done. Is just really went to go do the work, and we're not here to argue all that. We're here to get this work done. We let other people argue the point, and we just come out and be the example. So,
and that's where my stance was. You know, being because when you do my history, I got Moorish Americans all the way from the start. You know what I'm saying, in my bloodline. So I'm just learning about it though. And coming about, I'm asking a lot. I'm an inquisitive individual, and if you were elder, I want to know. You know what I'm saying? So I was unearthing a lot of history that actually went down, because I wanted to know if you because you know, as a conscious individual, you telling me all this, and the state of the people is twisted. Like it don't add up. So, you know, I would always ask questions why, and then I would get the history behind the condition. And then I would start to push unity now. You know what I'm saying? In my demonstration. You know what I'm saying? And then what I come to find out, there's a very religious class. Meaning there's people that they want to feel that religious spirit too, like they in the church.
Yep.
They want their nationality, but they want to feel that religious feel, and then they want to know, you know, they want that
Like old time religion, bro. That's what
right.
they want that old time. And it comes with that because we are that people. And the day we stop acting like trying to be other particular people, we gave religious culture to this world. There was no
Right.
Christian religious culture until we believed we were Christian. I'm gonna keep it 100.
But
You know, there was, excuse me, that's wrong to say. There was, but here in the Americas, the spirituality aspect of the whole, you know, you know what I'm saying? The singing, the tameness of people's voice when they communicate the word of God, or all those particular things. Well, that's just the way in which we do our thing. That's why the prophet said, learn to be yourself. Let me finish this though. So it says really, it says, okay, right here, political rights. Political rights are those which may be exercised in the formation of administration of the government. Rights of a citizen established or recognized by the Constitution. Okay, Act 6, in other words, getting there so that your rights are recognized, you're going to have to go through Act 6, okay, so that you can get your status protected, like the prophet obviously had to do. All right, and that's why he puts it in Act 6 for you after you come to the more scientific of America, okay, and you go through its course and teaching you how to become a better man, a better citizen, you know what I'm saying, and getting these particular understandings about your culture and your life and how these things, you know, all take place. Now you can then go stand up and proclaim your free national name, right, in the government in which you live correctly, right, according to how you're supposed to do it, so that you then can proclaim those particular things that are wrong and right. In other words, putting people on due notice, establishing a record, clearing the public record with any fraudulence that may have went down, you know, in the past. So anyway, the Holy Prophet was reported, Samuel, don't leave a European here just long enough to teach you how to run a government. Right. In addition, it all starts with understanding nationality. Nationality gives one's political rights. Within those political rights is the right of association to associate with your political community. Right? The right to freedom of association, freedom from compelled association, First Amendment to the Constitution. Association is the freedom to choose. Choose a domicile. So your association is very important because it gives you the right, okay, to go choose. No one told you got to stay living in tyranny. But people are out here with methods, you know what I'm saying, that have people a little bit skeptical because people are out here scamming people, right? But this is the biggest issue, is that you got a gang of people out here who are broke, so they find a slick way, right, to go out here and talk slick or whatever and get people to sign up for something that doesn't even work, doesn't even matter. So this is why we keep the prophet Noble Dwali out in front and we communicate what he says, and then we become the living examples. Like anything else, show and prove needs to go down. How long are you gonna keep bumping your gums about you can do this, you can do that, and never bring it to the table from yourself? So the first thing people need to understand is when people come talking, well, you ask them, well, let me see the very thing you did to save yourself. Okay, with these lessons. If you can't show me that, then why should I even listen to you? And that's where we're at. We have to really realize that in today's time, man. You know, especially when it comes to really being recognized. So anyway, let's move on. All right, it says, so it is a voluntarily entered into. In other words, your association are when you are 18 years old. And if you continue to associate yourself with the term Negro on record or Black, colored, or whatever those wrong Latino, right, on your birth certificate, which is a contract at that time that you can clear, right, then you are saying that I agree with this. You're saying I agree with the laws that are associated in that domicile. You understand? Because why? Because it's voluntarily entered into when you become 18. I didn't know doesn't work. This is why it's so important for people to understand understand the entire overall aspect of nationality. Okay, nationality is extremely important, and it's a lot in there. But once you get the basics of it, like domicile relates to these things, then you can really understand how the prophet puts you into a particular jurisdiction under divine laws, so that it can protect you and your family throughout the years and the things to come. Especially today, when people are coming around talking about forced vaccinations and things, well, they have a right to do that, even if you don't like it, to a people who's voluntarily agreed to be into their society. You said, okay, I agree. I'm gonna domicile myself up in here because I like Apple, I like all these little toys in your society and stuff. And I'm gonna agree to be up in here because my mama was, or whatever the homie is, and all this stuff, right? Okay. Well, there's laws, there's things that come with that. And now that these laws are being put to a test, and you talking about you don't like that law about them coming up there and forcing vaccinations on you, well, you have to ask yourself, are you in that political community? And how long have you been in there agreeing with those laws? No one likes to hear this particular part. Okay, it really comes down to what did you do? That's why I say judgment time, my friends, is what you've done. Okay. Judgment is about what you've done, not you bumping your guns about what you're gonna do. You should have done. Preparation age. Understand? Now that backs are against the wall, we're going to see who's done what. Where is your domicile at? Because if I say nationality, what's my national? If the prophet tells me in number 13, you know what I'm saying, what is your nationality? I say Moorish American, but I don't understand nationality. Then I'm missing where's my allegiance and my domicile, and you can't come over here and excuse me, not only political status, allegiance, domicile, civil status, but it also goes to what is known as jurisdiction. Okay? Right here. State jurisdiction. Nationality affords the state jurisdiction. Oh, ain't no man can tell me nothing. Have you heard that one lately? Ain't no man gonna tell me nothing. Then obviously you ain't living by the prophet's law. Ain't no man gonna tell you nothing. Nobody else come and tell me nothing. You ever heard the arrogant dudes and the arrogant people so arrogant that they believe that, you know, if I can't do it, no one can do it. If I don't know, you sure don't know. What you talking about? What you mean? So if we got to all rely on you, prophet said, take these things and save yourself. Right? Now, and you know, to take these things to save ourselves or to save yourself is to be a living example of the very thing you did. Judgment, called justice. See, justice is a two-edged sword. It goes for the good things you did, it goes for the bad things you did. It ain't got no emotional man, it's gonna hit you. What you do? Because hello? Yes, can I help you? Yes, federal government was what? Can I see your papers, please? My papers? What do you mean? We need to see some forms of identification that you're a citizen. And you get to fumbling and bumbling, and then that doctor's behind them with that big old needle. You're gonna understand it real quick about your status and what jurisdiction you're in. Yeah. Oh, they're gonna come get you anyway. Well, you already defeated because you're a coward sucker. They're gonna do what they want to do. Then you do what you want to do. Oh, coward. Sick of these ones always got some old coward excuse about something, giving them all the power, always giving them the power, giving up your power, giving up your soul in fear. What they gonna do? What you mean what they gonna do? They gonna do what they gonna do. What you gonna do? Anyway, civil. When you choose your association, your political community, which is determined by your domicile, you have chosen a civil status or a legal status, which means you can hold people accountable. You can hold people accountable for their actions. But since people aren't, you think you can't because you didn't understand if you got a legal status, right? That grandfather calls you back into 1913, which is the Republic, which is the Constitution that gives you the right to do particular things to protect your rights, and then you got another Constitution to even protect your rights even more against family members. Talking about what we gonna do? What you mean what you gonna do? You gonna stand up in your political community and demand that the law is enforced equally? What you gonna do? If they come in to plunge a needle, what else you gonna do? Yeah. Look at it from that point of view.
Islamism.
Straight up. People out here playing with their children's lives. I love my, you don't. Hearing that crap. We ain't going for none of this no more around here. A bunch of people talking Negro-ness. Negro-nese. At this stage, if one has, and I love my people so much, man, I just really, we need to really, as Moorish Americans, get to the point where we can be like, look, man, we good over here, come on. But if they ain't trying to come, then I don't know what to say. Can't beg nobody, you can't change nobody. People gotta change themselves. All right, so the Moorish Scientific of America, Home Office Number Chicago, Illinois, USA, is a lawful it's lawful branch temples, right, chartered, which is found in your additional laws. You are a national, are we the people. So if you've done those particular things, like come in properly and proclaim and do the things to go through to learn what it means to be a Moorish American, because you're coming from a dead state of being a nigga, Latin term, as they call it, right? And you need to know what it means to be a Moorish American. So you got to go study a little bit. Can't be so arrogant thinking that you got this. No, we got this when we were living by the prophet's laws, because that's the one who brought it. All right, so we the people. Well, that's yet to be determined. Let's define a few more terms, right? So let's look at domicile real quick. We can end this part. Domicile is a person's legal home. All right, that place where a man has his true, fixed, and permanent home. So permanent home, everyone who is in this temple, permanent home. Y'all drill that in your head. Permanent home means domicile. All right, so anyway, and principal establishment, into which whenever here is absent has the intention of returning. So no matter if I'm living over there in, the city states, Washington, D.C., and all of their particular laws, all right now. But my domicile is Moorish Scientific of America, Moorish Divine National Movement, important branch, Boarding Temple District, branch Temple. Right? So these things are very important. Very important, right? Because the legal part of domicile, that is where your laws are at. And that's why other people can't really come and try to force themselves on you. So the legal domicile of a person is important, since it, rather than the actual resident, often controls the jurisdiction of the taxing authorities. In other words, I just put taxing there, but you can put anybody else there, any other government authorities, people coming to you with tickets, people coming to you with crazy marriage laws, people coming to you with crazy family laws. So you're gonna take my baby? No, you're not. You ain't gonna take my child. I am not in your jurisdiction. And if you do, I have legal remedy to solve that situation on you. Now, I'm not going to go through this whole thing because I put this into your student manuals. People who don't have the student manual can simply go to academic.u and read this one for free. But it's so important that you do get a real understanding of your body politic and what you need to have to show that you are a Moorish American. Stop, your homie ain't gonna go to prison with you. You know what I'm saying? Them folks that you believe is the homies and all this stuff like that. People need to be very careful and understand that when you do it moving, you're going to answer for your soul by yourself. It's like when you came in here, right? So be very, very careful in your associations and make sure your associations are correct. in what they're trying to present when they're saying that this is the way or this can save your life. You got to ask questions. You got to put them to the test. And if they can't show you where they did it for themselves, then how in the world do they know? Who cares how many likes you got or what you can show me about history when they come knocking at my door, man? I don't care whoop-de-whoop about some treaty. Did that treaty stop them from knocking at my door and trying to come up in here and snatch me up? Because I'm gonna tell you like this: one of my family members gets snatched up and got one of your fake cars with a red thumbprint on it. But I'm coming for you, man, because you lied to me, fool. You think this is a game out here where you just gonna lie to people's children, lie to people like that, and they're not gonna come for your head? You crazy out here. You must be dealing with a bunch of weak cowards or something, a bunch of scary ones. I mean, there's some real ones around here. And if you sit up here lying and they got children around there, they gonna come and get you. Out your mind. Gonna sit out here and put fake stuff out there. And people's lives is dependent on these things right now. And you were supposed to be right. You ain't got to worry about that over here with us. Like that right now. Put that
Islam.
to the test. Anybody got something to say, put it to the test. Let's put me to the test. I ain't got nothing to hide. Tell you exactly how I go. Shoot. This ain't just for me. Anyway. So what about an agent or a missionary? I would say you're a missionary. You understand that when you even go up into their government areas, everybody, oh, there's a corporate government shouldn't be here. Yeah, it got the right to be here. It did that. Okay? It did that. And until we stand up and change certain things, man, they still have that right. It may be crumbling and going under quickly. Although, bruh, you know what I'm saying? If people are still agreeing to be those particular citizens at what time, we need to worry about those particular ones who are coming and wearing, who are our citizens. And making sure that we're living under love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and living by these divine laws, and no one come up in our domicile telling us they're going to do anything to our children or to our elderly. I wish somebody would go up in one of our elderly spots and get to beating on one of our people. Man, I will break that dude's back. Go up in there and beat on my grandma, man. Huh? Oh my God. Huh? There are cowards in this world. We ain't one of them. I'll tell you that right now. Crazy. My bad, y'all. Did I go there? Did I go there? Islamism. Am I gonna pull me back? All right, let's end this one and move on with the let's do this here. How many people we got up on here? 18? Like 20-some folks? 18? Praise Allah. All right, let me move to get you here. Let's get back on target. Then we can kind of end this one a little bit. We're almost done. All right, so let's look at this a little further. Right. So when we're looking at where was Noble Drew Ali born, we understand that he did some form of status correction in the state of North Carolina where he was labeled Timothy Drew. Right, straight up. We can't even get around that when we look at this logically. Right, and so we understand that now because he laid the foundation where we can go do the exact same. Okay, so and then that gets into that's why he put down what is his nationality pertaining to what we just went over. Okay, all of those political rights are huge, right? And then he tells you what is your nationality. Now, this is very important because some people come in still Negroes, but he lets you know that you got a nationality and political rights if you would proclaim Moorish American and the things that you need to do according to the law he is now giving to us under what? The body politic, which is a nation state or a nation state known as the Moorish Scientific of America. Now, did I make that up? No, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said these things. Where, Brother Jones Bay? Where, Governor? Well, right here. We just went over it. We go there, right here. Now, this is the original one from the prophet. See Herd's revised stats. Chapter 32, 36 are appointed, or wardens, vestrymen, or whatever name they may adopt. Okay? So when he's putting these things in fine print, telling me to go look at these things, and it comes out and says body politic, like we just showed, then okay. Then more scientific of America's a body politic, my friends. And all this stuff, oh, we ain't no government, we just, shut up, dude. You don't even do no reading. Can you read? Or are you just here to fool the people? And why does your Quran, because a Quran questionnaire, because this is the Quran questionnaire we give out to all of our members, and the one, this is the one we put back out. This is the other one that's coming for all of our members, but the other one we give out our members is the original one with this, Noble Drew Ali. Now take a look at the one you got, because this is the original one. And why does he have his name on there? Because if he didn't, it would darn near defunct the movement, my friends. But these fools don't even know, excuse me, these particular people with their foolish behavior do not know legalities of a trust, don't know legal law or nothing. And so they'll pass out one and say, oh, that was a mistake. How's the prophet gonna make a mistake when he, on his thing, man? Prophets don't make mistakes like that. I'm gonna tell you that right now, because guess what? This one was 100% successful.
Islam.
All right, so ain't no mistakes. His name needs to be on there for a specific reason. If you don't know, then shut up and get the original one, like we did. So you don't get fooled. So when it comes to your authority, guess what? It actually has some weight. Because if you don't have the right one, and you up in there with your made up one, then your made up one got no authority, my friend, when it comes to the real one that he put down, because these things are archived. What you thought the prophet didn't archive his stuff into a particular, that's why he said incorporated within this government, my friends. That means there's a true record of how it should be. You people are out there playing with people's lives, and you're gonna get them in trouble, man. Up there making up stuff, thinking this thing is not, just thinking it's not set in stone.
Islam.
Islamism.
All right. How else are people going to know that the real thing is the real thing? Because the real thing's already there. So you guys keep making up your own, keeping yourself out in front, doing your own thing, making up your own little whatever's, your cards and your little things with your little red thumbprints and your little thousand page documents. And we're going to see when they come. Federal government, open up. Not could you open up, federal government. If there's going to be, you got 10 seconds to open up or we're coming in. Think I'm playing, huh? See, when you've done a thing, like I keep telling you, in the loop. Allah will keep you in the loop. You will know exactly what's coming, how it's going to come, who's going to come, and how they're going to do it, and how you are good, and your people, and the temple in which you've done the right thing is good. Some people out there, oh, y'all are temple Moors. What you mean temple Moors? Oh, sucker, what you mean temple Moors? Huh? Trying to gangbang this? What you mean temple Moors? You dang right, we got a temple, which means jurisdiction, you dummy. If you don't have a temple, then how in the world do you even have a jurisdiction to do what you're claiming you've done?
Teach. Islam.
How in the world do you even have a tie back to the foundation? You out there doing paperwork on your own? You ain't got no tie back to this foundation. And when we come in with justice.
Islam.
Out there got these little children. Yeah, there's children out here, and y'all playing with their very life. We ain't finna play with our lot of children, homeboy. Not on my watch.
Islam. Islam.
So do that.
Islam. So you're saying that they have different ones that say things on the back completely different from the original one? Like they made
Islam,
their
sis.
own?
Yeah, take a good look at the ones they were giving out to us a few years ago. See, Sister Rika Martinell, you've been with us for since the beginning. So you remember those ones they were passing out? You know what I'm saying? Okay, from that particular people, right? We've been with that temple, what, 18 years? I was with them since 2002. I know exactly what they do. And they did not put this one out. Noble Drew Ali, Millie Ill, Smalls Bay, Lovett Bay, and Foreman Bay. This is the original one that should have been put out there. How are you going to remove the Prophet Noble Drew Ali's name on such a particular document and then expect it to be legally binding?
Islam.
All of those things have a particular tie back to a thing. Because you don't understand it does not mean anything. Doesn't mean it's wrong.
Islam, Governor.
Islam, Mo.
I got the same one out of Temple 10.
Islam. I know we all did, Mo. Everybody got that one without the Prophet's name out there. That's why they fail. That's why we win. That's why we're in the position we're in. It's not bragging nor boasting on anything. This is keeping Prophet Drew Ali out in front. Homeboy, I learned that science in the year 2000 before I met anybody. I was 2 years with angels taking me around the track, teaching me to keep the Prophet out in front. That's why we telling you, man. These people are crazy. And they're going to lead people straight to hell. Talk about. These ones ain't got no clue on what to do, so they're gonna tell you don't nobody else know what to do. Now, who are you to come along and say, don't nobody else can get this because you didn't get this? With your egotistical self. Had it for years and didn't do nothing. Some people have had this stuff for years and can't show and prove nothing. Don't nobody know them in the government. Don't nobody know them nowhere except a bunch of people bumping their thumbs about something on the internet. You're gonna wake up, man, because they coming. Show and prove now, my friend. We're gonna see who did who, and now you're locked down. You can't get to that court now. For those that did, and for those that already set it up, oh, praise Allah for them. Praise Allah, because we good. Straight up, because we listened. We didn't do our thing. We obeyed, we obeyed, we obeyed, we obeyed, and we obeyed the law from the prophet and put down our own thing so we can do that thing and sacrifice everything to get it done no matter what.
Islamism.
Did we not, Brother Koya? Did we not?
Islam.
Man, that's showing and proving. That's all we've been doing, Don. Showing and proving. And we ain't been talking about it, like you said, until after we proved it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know, and it's gonna come a day that people need to wake up and wake up real quick. Brother, time is so short. Time is short. The wrath is almost on you. You've got a few years left. You think I'm playing too? Think I'm joking? You need to get up out in cities too.
Man, by the graces of God and Allah, man, yo, Islam, like we thought it wasn't even gonna be this long. So the angels, everybody been having our back. They've been prolonging, they've been holding back for us, man, to finish a lot of this stuff. Because really, we thought we've been on this stuff, y'all, so tough. You know, we thought it was gonna be before like 17, really. We were doing, we were talking about status corrections, and we were already on the notifications. We notified everybody before we even figured out the status correction. So we were ahead of the schedule.
We live, well, we live too. We live on YouTube.
Okay, Islam. But yeah, so we had to do what we had to do, and the angels have been prolonging it so we could finish and get through, and that's exactly what we've done.
And then all hell broke loose on y'all out there in that world. Better go check these dates we got. I think this is a joke, man. Allah is running this game, and the children have come home and really did it. And the children have come home, my friends. So everything gonna change around here. Why you think it's in the way? I told you. You just think a hut chew, a chew just shut the world down. You think a sneeze called a corona shut the world down? Yeah, right. Okay. You keep on believing that. Believe in that, my friends. Right. But anyway, now that it is shut down, what are you gonna do? Are you shut down? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? I hope you do the right thing and follow the Prophet Noble Drew Ali to the destiny that's for sure and true, and learn to love instead of hate. You know, stop falling for the hate trick out here. That's the first thing. Stop hating. Okay, people did some stuff. It's still though, they still coming. And they, you know what I'm saying? Now you could be in the place where they don't come. But all the hate and all the negative, it's not gonna this, it's not that, or they didn't this. Put it through the test. How do you know what people did? You're not even around. You didn't heard what somebody else done told you about a person, and that person was a hater. Straight up. What you heard from the other guy was a hater you heard it from, unless it was some good stuff. But anyway, who knows? Right? But until you know about what we did, shut up. Because you could bark yourself out of a position. Straight up. Another thing, man, praise Allah for divine people. Like good people. Like the members we have. I'm gonna keep it 100, man. I give y'all honors. Very, very, very good members, man. When I mean members, citizens, I mean brothers. See, we got bays and ills for real on our stuff. I mean, for real. Ain't nobody just saying that. That stuff is lock, stock, 100% at the Bureau of Council Affairs. You need to go look that up if you don't even know who that is. Stop being lazy. Go look it up. Because we stock, lock, got in there good, 100. And the other stuff you've heard about could be true. Maybe. Who knows? You know, the show and prove is here, though. Show and prove is truly here, and Allah is the greatest. And I'm here to say, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the Sunday school, that all we need to really do is keep the Prophet Noble Drew Ali back out in front like we do. See that right there? Noble Drew Ali. Keep him out in front on everything. And then, you know, let those particular people who were there before, as the Prophet established that, let them stay in a place, and that takes care of ego. See, you know, Emilio is the Supreme Grand Chief of the Moorish Scientific of America. And it would do people's ego to understand that. Okay? It would let go of all the stuff you think and let your egos calm down for a minute, super guy, you know, and then and let the thing roll as it should roll according to law, not you people just saying something. You got a group of people, you think it's just because I got a gang of people, you right? That don't mean nothing. That's what children think, right? So we're not children. Mo, please go ahead, say something. Put something up there.
This is Kick Turner Bay, and I'm from the East Coast. I'm from Brooklyn. I came out here to LA, and I would like to.
Is that a private conversation?
Turn up your mic a little. Hold on, Mom. Let me turn this music off. I can hear you better now. What'd you say?
Yeah, I was thinking about registering with the temple.
Oh, praise Allah. Come on through. Come on, Mom. Come on home, man. Yeah. So the first thing you need to do is go to the website and register. And once you register, you know, we do a background check on everyone. By background check, and then set a time to proclaim, maybe next Friday or Sunday or during the week. And but really, I do this now because the political community is kind of online right here. So you would do that, and we wouldn't do that on YouTube. I'll just be on Zoom. But Islam, Mo, you are, please come on through and proclaim your nationality with us, Mo, and join the family. And yeah, because time is short, my friend. Time is short. Okay, so People shoot him the info to the website. All right, get the info to the web. Is there any questions on anything, you guys, before we shut down? Because it's like 4:16. We got another
Islam,
little 10
Grand
minutes.
Governor.
Islam,
Okay, you mentioned how, can you just build on the archived aspect of it? Because like you said, people, and we all know who these people are, they actually, what they actually did was change documents and stuff like that, like the back of the questionnaire, and I have a copy of it too. The thing is, can you just build and emphasize on the importance of how the prophet established this movement and incorporated it into the
Well, I
government?
will, but yeah,
Back up.
some of it, because that's what a lot of people want to hear, Mom. I'm not going to put certain things because people will do the wrong thing, man. I don't trust some of these people out here, man. I'm gonna keep it 100, you know. But here it is. So what the prophet, if you take the founder off of anything, his specific position in there, right? So there's the temple's website right there, Mo. So all you got, it's in the chat right now. So to speed up. All right, so, but anyway, so to take the founder's position off, right, of that particular position where he put himself there, the legalities behind that would almost defunct, it would make that authority on that defunct because of the binding legalities behind the trust. Okay. And this is why he made certain statements. You know, I'm happy, you know, I'll be the first one of this and that. And he was, you know, I'm just as pleased. You know, he had to place himself in the society along with other particular things too, and leave ways for the real trustees to utilize things. If you take Noble Drew Ali's name out and he tells you don't convey any property other than in his name in the Moorish Scientific of America, then how would you do it if the name is gone on your authority?
Right.
You understand? There are legal people in legal ways that you could utilize your juristic things that were left for you in your society so that you could move forward, but only if you have the correct authority to do that. And most people try things without first clearing themselves. See, that's the biggest problem. You got a bunch of people who knows a gang of stuff, and they're teaching what they know without being the example and cleared of what they know. You know, you got a bunch of people that know, oh, I can do a trust to loop to flip it up. I can get your bond and your CUSIP number, and I got $1 trillion, and I got this, and I got that. This, that. Then why are you talking about it? What's holding you back? Because you don't have it. Because you didn't do it. And the very thing you're supposed to go do first before you seek the riches, you're supposed to go seek the kingdom of heaven first. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, all these things will be added unto you, what the prophet said. Because if you don't come seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, how then do you become the individual? How then do you become the competent majority to go and seek the things that you want because you're labeled a Negro incompetent minority that needs a parente Perez or to look over their particular estate because you are incompetent on record to look over your own estate? So at what time do you have the authority to push particular CUSIP numbers and all these things? They're going to look at you as if you're incompetent and then give you a psychological evaluation. People are searching for money, man. People are broke. That's what they need to admit to yourself. I'm broke and I need money. Well, admit that part. Stop trying to use the prophet to get rich. You should have been did that on your own skills, my friend. This is freedom over here. We all got a birthright.
Money and you have everything else.
You understand?
You just have a state of mind, and that's what they think.
So y'all,
They got it. They made it already. That's they haven't been able to talk about.
so praise Allah and honor to the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And you know, we it's y'all know I am extremely serious about this because it literally works. The thing about it is, man, when you did it, you know it worked. You don't have to really argue. I say things to motivate people. Maybe I want to try to pierce whatever thing it is that people's that's holding them back. But it's not a point to try to convince like that. It's a point to live like this. See? But to convince you, I can only plant the seed. I can only show you the things, right, and be the living example of what it means to be a Moorish American. You have got to dive in. You have got to dive off the diving board. You know how you know when you were a kid and you went to the high dive and it came that moment that you just had to go, right? Because other people were doing it, and now your turn came up and it was way up there, and the wrong thing you did was look over the edge. Right? The limbic system kicked in, like, oh, I don't know about this. This is far up. But you should have seen what everyone else did. Just ran, saw it, distanced it, and jumped. In other words, break the fear, right? That's your part. The prophet couldn't save you, you guys. You have got, well, he did. He saved the nations by putting, he did save us. I don't mean it like that. I mean, you still have to make the choice to take the very thing that he set up, which saved him, and and then he left in perpetuity to to save the beneficiaries and to save the members, and that's all. You still have to dig through. It's not a quick wham bam thank you man. That's why everybody got Bay and L. I put Bay and L. You know what that means? I'm just gonna try whatever they work. I ain't interested in really studying. I'm just gonna try whatever they work. I'm good. I ain't mad at the person, but that doesn't work like that. But praise Allah for their initiative, at least to try to attach to that which. And so that's really it, y'all. It's 4:23, and we're going to end this at 4:30. But I just wanted to give a little demo. So, we got any questions on what we went over on Sunday school about? We didn't really get everywhere. We barely got off of 13. Some people just running through it and think they did Sunday school.
Islam, number 13, I think when it's deal with why we Moorish Americans.
Mm-hmm.
You've been going over that for like weeks, as far as Mora Khan, as in
Oh,
Khan.
yeah.
Yes.
Islam. Well, praise Allah. That's right. Yeah, the historical history of it all is fascinating. Because we've been here for so long, and people can't really, they don't want to admit to that, that you've been here for that long. But it's a fact, and you have. And this is why you got to tell your own story. And you got to stop worrying about if someone else is going to like it. It's not for no one else to like it. It's for you to honor your forefathers and mothers. It's your history. The limbic system in this world wants a pat on the back. Everybody's in it for the pat on the back, the ooh, look at me. You know what I'm saying? For real, man, and it's crazy. So when you don't get it, you think that you ain't doing something right. When you don't get it, you think, oh, I'm doing something wrong because they not looking at me. They not, no, that's not it, my friend. Right is right and truth is truth, no matter what. And we hold and honor a part thing. Why we need our own museums. We need our own story to tell our historical narrative and shun who cares how they tell it. You know what I'm saying? You tell it, and the demand in that they tell it right. Because now it becomes slander. But unless you got it out there in its particular way, right, then how can you tell someone else it's slander? Why do you think I had to do that? I didn't do that to try to compete with anyone. I have to do that to put our history out there. Someone tries to come in wrong and be like, oh, no, that's slander, homie. You can't tell me about my history and my religion when it ain't solidified in my forefathers' divine national creed under my, Holy Quran, the more scientific miracle, which is a religious document, right, that goes right to my family. You understand? And it's solidified in law called Muhammadian or Quran, which you can go find in Black's Law Dictionary, both terms. So no, you can't tell me about that history, then come back and slander my history. But if I don't have my own history, I don't have it out there, You understand that anyone can come along and say anything and take a piece of your stuff. Does that make sense?
Islam.
Sure.
Islam. Grand Governor, if someone was to challenge you far as the flag being over 10,000 and 50,000 years old, what proof would you recommend somebody could give them in regards to the flag being that old? Islam.
Good. That's a good question. Well, I've actually found it in the ancient records. Our flag, it's been there. Kind of hard to find. I have to go find that. But what I usually tell them is the understanding of a flag, right? Which is civilization, which is a point of civilization. So if I can find historical records that go back 10,000 years in civilization, right? Then and it's in our historical record that our flag goes back that long, and then we can find actual proof, like geography, geology, etc., anthropology, all these particular sciences that now are admitting, time is going back and further, that they're finding more and more historical sites that date back 10,000 years. Okay, so you have to start connecting both, and then just the basic understanding of a flag to represent a civilization. So we find civilizations in this very landmass in which our Prophet Noble Ali has described to us where these areas are, such as the north, southwest, and these particular things, Africa, and Asia, right? And we find the historical record and artifacts that date back that long. Then yeah, it brings more proof that our flag is 1,000 years and older. Okay, then we can go back to the Canaanite record, cuneiform writing, and it goes even further back to say 450,000 years. Yeah.
Islam. So in other words, when it says how old is our flag, that's just like saying how old is our civilization.
There you
Islam.
go. Because wherever we had a civilization, we always had a flag.
Thank you.
Anybody else got any questions? Right. So praise Allah. So yeah, please, anybody out there wants to proclaim their nationality, that's looking on the live stream on YouTube, please get a hold of us or any member within our temple and come and proclaim. If you want to put us to the test, challenge something, man, step up, be a man, put it to the test. Just be willing for whatever you got to be put right back to the test. Now, if you're willing to that, we can always have a good discussion, see what's good around here, because unity needs to start. Praise Allah. All right, everyone, I'm going to end the stream on the live on the YouTube, and then we'll talk a little, and then we'll end our. Okay.